opens up the box and plays the game. He never reads instructions cause they're lame. He's Bowser. He plays the game so badly, his eyes are twitching madly. He's here again so sadly. He's Bowser.
Hello, welcome back. Right, you can see the Commodore 64 is out again. And I'm wearing the specky shirt just to make sure it behaves itself while it's there. It's about time the C64 had its own video rather than being sort of lumped into comparison, side-by-side game comparisons with Spectrum versions, which is something that I'm really enjoying doing. But I want to have a discussion about this. As you can see from the title, this is about a donation that was made to me some while back. I've already done a video on it, but it's taken me ages to get round to actually doing this video. This item was sent to me by a subscriber, Mel the Bell. Thanks ever so much, Mel. He sent me the cartridge for the Commodore 64, which has those games on it: Fiendish Freddy, International Soccer, Flimbo's Quest and Clax. Now, I was aware that the Commodore could accept cartridges as a format you could load from, but I'd completely forgotten about it until Mel offered me the cartridge there, and so it's just something I'm going to look at. And just go through the sort of games, etc. Because I actually think the first Commodore 64 game I ever set eyes on and played was International Soccer, and I think that was on a cartridge on my friend's version. I'm pretty sure it was a cartridge. He had one or two. Now, I know nothing about the Commodore 64, as I've intimated in the past. So I don't go into technical specs or anything like that, because there's people out there that are far more knowledgeable in these things than I am, and I'd likely just get things wrong because I'm just a huge techno buffoon. Now, I have discussed in the past perhaps getting a C64 Mini or one of the SD card reader things, etc., and one or two of you have chipped in with advice on that, which I'm incredibly grateful for, and I've decided to not get the C64 Mini, not because I have anything against it, just from what I hear at the moment, putting your own ROMs, so putting your own games on it, is a bit of a faff. Apparently that's going to be corrected in future sort of software updates, but I've decided not to go for it. I may pick one up in the future as a curio, etc. So what I've decided to do is today I have ordered the SD to IEC disk drive thingamy from thefuturewas8bit.com, and I've also ordered a preloaded SD card with all the stuff you need to sort of get up and running on it. Now, like I say, I know absolutely nothing about the Commodore 64 really. Technically, games wise, I know far less than I do about the Spectrum. I know some things, etc. But yeah, I'm really interested to get this going, and the purpose of this video is to say thank you to Mel the Bell for sending the cartridge through, and also to very quickly have a look at the games contained on it. Now, the cartridge format didn't seem to sort of take off really, did it? I mean, it's I don't remember there being many games released on cartridge format. Now, you may correct me if I'm wrong on that. I do know that later in the Commodore's life they released a standalone sort of cartridge-based C64 and released a few games on cartridges. I don't know what games, etc. And I believe it wasn't very successful at all. Now, this 64 can actually accept cartridges direct in the back. You know all this. Whereas with the Spectrum, you have to use an interface, the Interface 2 or the Cheetah RAM Turbo interface that I've got for mine, using the little sort of cartridges that I think were very few and far between. The cartridge format didn't take off at all on the Spectrum, I don't believe. And Amstrad wise, I'm not sure if there was a peripheral slot or cartridges for. I know the GX4000 console was released, but I don't know whether or not any of that could be stuck. You know, any of the cartridges on that could be put on the 464 or whatever. I don't know. You know, if it was an entirely different machine, then let me know. But that's another thing that's pops up quite a few times in the retro game forums. Sorry, pages on Facebook, etc. And it actually looks like a really nice console, even though it sort of failed quite spectacularly. So please fill me in on, you know, you Commodore experts out there, fill me in on the sort of pros and cons of the cartridge system, why it didn't seem to do as spectacularly well, and sort of die a death really until it was resurrected with the games console thing. Please fill me in on those. Now, another thing, this is totally unrelated. I quite enjoyed the other day when I went round for a walk around the park and just talking about something completely different, and getting your thoughts and stuff on various topics that I sort of raised. The one I want to sort of share with you, you know what it is, because it's in the title, is what's your guilty pleasure? What do you spoil yourself with when you know, you're out and about or whatever, something that you treat yourself to every once in a while. Now, I went into town today to get some new glasses because I'm forever losing them. And, you know, I can't see a bloody thing really without them. But there's an old-fashioned sweet shop in there that does all the jars of the old sweets, the lemon pips, the sherbets, and the peanut, the cough candy twists, and the licorice wheels, all that kind of stuff. And I go in there every now and then and pick some bits and pieces up, and I invariably have to eat them before I get home, because otherwise my kids will go through the bags that I buy like a plague of locusts, and I end up with nothing, just the sugar at the bottom of the bag. But I went in there today. The reason I went in there is because I love root beer, and this shop is the only place around where I know where you can find it in this town. Tesco's do it. They do a brand of it called Banderberg, but it's about £5 for 4 bottles. This is expensive enough in that shop. It's £1.80 a can. I love root beer. Lots of people say it smells like Germaline, and it does. I love that smell. I absolutely, not that I eat Germaline or anything, but I love the smell and taste of root beer. I prefer that over all the other old-fashioned sort of style of drinks and stuff. Cream soda, I can't stand that stuff. It tastes like soapy water to me. Dandelion and burdock, ugh, no. I can't abide that stuff at all. And similarly, ginger beer, I fucking detest. I despise that stuff. Yet people drink it, you know, some people really love it. I cannot stand it. It's just, oh no, I hate it. And I also went and picked myself up some of these tuck cheesy sandwiches. I don't have these very often. As you can tell, I may have eaten 1 or 2 in my time as well. I love these things. I can easily go through a whole packet of them. They're absolutely great. So what's your guilty pleasure? What do you treat yourself to? Anyway, right, yeah, enough of that waffle. So, I'm going to just quickly show you. I mean, this is instantaneous. You know, it's got real benefit, cartridge loading. Because, you know, you're not at the whim of tapes failing over, degrading over the years, etc. You know, obviously cartridges can get damaged and stuff, or connectors on boards can get damaged, so, you know, they're not infallible. But the only sort of disadvantage I found when sort of playing this last week was a lot of the Commodore 64 tapes, when they loaded, as you know, they had some spectacular music sort of playing, but because this is instantaneous, you don't get any of that. And some of the tunes, some of the loading tunes are absolutely amazing, as you know. Right, so I'm just going to insert this into the rear of the 64. Even I know not to have the C64 turned on whilst you're putting something in or pulling something out. And just turn it on. In fact, no, let's put the joystick in first, then turn it on. Come on, Baz, you're playing this really, really well. Right, have a swig of my liquid Germany. Lovely stuff. It's not as nice as the AW root beer, which is like the main brand, which they used to sell in that shop. And I said to the woman, why have you got this one's Dr. Brown's root beer, draft style root beer? I said, why don't you don't sell the AW one anymore? And apparently it's something to do with there's an ingredient in it that means they won't sell it. And I know nothing about that. So it's a surprise to me, damn fun police. Right, I've drunk tons of that AW stuff over the years and I'm not dead. Right, here we go. So we turn it on and already you see we were straight into the menu, giving us the options of Fiendish Freddy, International Soccer, Flimbo's Quest and Clacks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each one very, very quickly. Fiendish Freddy, I haven't got a bloody clue on that game. I'm resisting the temptation to watch a playthrough of it, etc. just to sort of find out. So I'll only really just show you the intro of that and then just a couple of minutes on each one, if that, because I think the cartridge system is a really, really good idea, but like I say, it didn't take off. So right, let's get into the bit where I film myself playing these games incredibly shitly, and you will laugh at it, okay? But chip in with answers to any of the questions that I've posed. Okay, see you in a sec. Hello, welcome back. Right, okay, let's switch the C64 on with the games cartridge inserted in it. And there you can see, sort of instant, I've got the main menu up there. Fiendish Freddy's Big Top of Fun. I'm just going to turn this down a bit. What I'm going to do, instead of individual gameplay segment videos, I'm just going to go through each of these one at a time. Now, I did say at the top that I didn't have a clue how to play Fiendish Freddy's, etc. I've had a further sort of play around with it and managed to understand a little bit of what you got to do in the first couple of levels. So I'll show you those and the intro, etc. Now, the music on it is really good. I haven't got. There's no instruction sheet with the game, and I haven't sort of sought one out online, etc. So let's just get this ready. Now, I'm not familiar with this game at all. Like I said, I know it came out on a lot of systems because I've just had a look on YouTube. I didn't actually watch the video, but there's, you know, Chinivision has done a video on all the different versions of this. I'll have to watch that later. So, yeah, really, really nicely presented this game is. I've really, like I say, I haven't got much of a clue what it's about or what you've got to do, etc. It's like a comedy circus simulator, if you like. Really, really nice graphics. Like I say, I don't know what year it came out, couldn't tell you. So let's, right, okay. So I've pressed fire to start. Lovely, lovely music. Sort of fairground type music, circus music. Right, so obviously I'm Billy No Mates, and I'll take that beast. I'll be the bear. Right, so yeah, really, really characterful graphics there. Really, really nice. Please join in with your comments and thoughts on this game, whatever version of it you owned or played, whether or not you liked it or you loathed it. That counts for all the games, apart from International Soccer, which, and I don't think Flimbo's, or did Flimbo's Quest come out on anything else? I don't know. Right, okay, this first event is a high dive thingamy, and I get vertigo just watching this. I hate these jumping off thing type things. Now I've got to land in the tub in the bottom right there. I've got a little cursor, and I've got to make sure that I sort of land in the water by moving the joystick left and right. As you progress through the level, the receptacles get smaller and smaller, and at the end of it you get judged on how well you've done. Yeah, all these jumping off of things simulators, They tend to do my head in. My daughter, when she plays Assassin's Creed, she deliberately jumps off buildings just to make me feel sick. I don't know if anyone else gets that problem. Right, okay. Oh, what the fuck? Oh! Yeah, I've never encountered that before. Oh, my first play, I got to about the 4th level and then missed it. Oh, never mind. Right, you get judged and they award you money based on sort of how well you did. It ain't going to be great. And again, the judging panel is quite funny, well designed, etc. That kind of Three Stooges thing going on. How much did I get? Come on. 280. Well, you know, you can buy a lot with $286. Probably about 400 cans of root beer. Right, this is a sort of juggly thing. And again, I really like the design of the graphics on it. It's really sort of colourful. Now I've got to catch whatever it is the sea lion is chucking. And eventually more and more stuff gets... am I going to get that before that? Ah! No. Oh! Have I got to catch that, or what have I got to do with the bomb? Oh, oops. Yeah. I'm not going to get much for that. Come on. How did I do, judges? I can imagine with several players, because you can see that it is a multiplayer game, that this is actually quite good fun. $22 for getting blown up? Alright, okay. Oh well. More cheesy sandwiches. Right, this level is as far in this game as I got. Yeah, what was I going to say? As a multiplayer game, I bet it's... you can see it was up to 8 players, I think. I imagine this is great fun. Now, I've got to... I think using the... If this is a kind of decathlon type... Oh! That is the first... Oh, don't. Come on. Come on, bird. Oh, that's actually the furthest I've ever managed to get on this level. Oh, don't. Ah, bollocks. Oops. Do I get another go at it? Yeah, I get another go. Right, okay. Come on, bird. Good job it's not Bazza in real life pulling down on that rope. The whole fucking tent would come down. Oh, shit. Whoops. Right, let's see what score I get for that. That's, from what I've played of it, that game seems like really good fun. Now I'm just going to see what I get on this, and let the Stooges do their thing. Come on, I must have got a decent score on that one. 89. Well, there we go. Right, I'm going to leave Finish Freddy there. I really enjoyed that. I know there are more events, but I've not got to them. I want to show you everything else, otherwise this video is going to go on forever. Right, so turn it off, turn it on. We go to International Soccer, written by Andrew Spencer. Now, this is one of the first games I ever saw or played on a 64, like I said at the top. And as a Spectrum fan, we only had Arctic World Cup. at the time this was out now. So we were kind of jealous. And then Match Day was released, and everything was cool. Now, I know there's kind of like a difficulty select screen, and I appear to have bypassed it somehow. So, I think I'm blue. Yeah, so we were sort of jealous until Match Day came out. We didn't have a good footy game at all. Hello, what's going on here? Right, I think we've got to start that again. I wonder if the joystick's got to be in port 2. Let's try that. Come on. Yeah, and so not being familiar with the Commodore much at all, what are the best football games to try? Because I do like a footy game. I do like a footy game, and the ones I sort of played the most of on the Spectrum were Match Day, Match Day 2, Emlyn Hughes. Micro Pro Soccer was alright. Right, what's going on here then? Oh right, yes, I'm player 2. I think this is a 2-player game that's loaded up, because the different shade colour bod sort of up there, he's not moving. I don't know, like I say, there's no instructions. I don't know how to oh fucking arseholes. I don't know how to hey, scored a goal. I don't know how to set it to, let's see if there's a, right, so I pressed restore there. What, how do you, right, oh you can change the colours by shifting the joystick. Let's go white. Ah, right, yeah, this is it, and then move the joystick down. So I'm going to play against level 3, because I am shit at this game. But we used to have match day tournaments. We get a load of mates round and play cup competitions. You know, knockout. It was brilliant. I miss those days. Right, let's see how I do on this. It's very, very sort of blocky graphics, as you can see. But this was one of the, like I say, oh fuck. Play the beautiful game. Play the beautiful game. Don't. How'd you pass? Is it, or is it just one button does everything? Oh! Oh, you fucker! Come on, come on! Oh, scored a goal! Look at that. Yeah. Can't remember what I was talking about. It was trying to walk and talk at the same time. Yeah. This really was a sort of, you know, a game to be jealous of. When at the time this was out, I only had a ZX81, and this thing was like when my mate had this game. It was, you know, it was well gel, I believe is the phrase the kids nowadays would use. 2-0 up. Right, you can see how you don't really need to show you more of much more of a football game, do I? It was enjoyable back in the day. It's quite sort of sluggish and tricky to control now. Graphics are a bit blocky. Oh, I think I'm still on 2-player. Oh, never mind. Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, graphics are blocky. There's not much in the way of sort of AI at all. But the goalies work pretty well, and you have a sort of degree of control over them, I think, as opposed to them sort of like. So yeah, please answer what the best footy game on the Commodore 64 was. Right, I'm going to move on to Flimbo's Quest. I'm not sure if there's a key that sort of like sends you straight back to the menu without having to sort of turn the thing on and off all the time. Right, this is a game I can't get very far in at all. Again, I don't know it. Again, please shout out your memories of it, etc. Again, it's got some lovely music and some very colourful, cartoony graphics. It is a platformer. I've really no idea what to do on it. so this is going to be very quick, but I do like the sort of the look of it. Oh shit. But yes, oh, whoa. Although, oh right, I've got to go in there, haven't I? Now, I'm sorry, you're never going to get any sort of super duper playthroughs from me. It's not something I'm any good at. I'm absolutely crap at games, so I'm sorry if, you know, if these are your favourite games and I'm absolutely murdering them. There are, of course, other people who are expert gamers. I was never and will never be one of them. Right, I got that. Where am I supposed to go now? So I just couldn't work out what to do on this game. And it seems like a really sort of good game. Oh right, yeah, I've got to give him that, haven't I? Oh, how much money have I got? Oh, I've only got 95. Right, so yeah, I haven't got a Scooby really what to do in the game because, like I said, there's no instructions. But it does seem really, really sort of fun, well crafted, etc. Oh, another one. Now what, do I have to keep on collecting these ad nauseum and taking them back to him? Suspect I do. Alright, they drop coins. So, oh, right, okay. They don't drop coins. Oh, right, so all these levels are sort of like build your sort of money up. Controls really well. The joystick I've got is a bit stiff. It's an old sort of Quick Shot 2 I picked up with a Spectrum I bought off a work friend. And, oh, fuck. From what I gathered of that game, it's actually really, really enjoyable. I'd like to be able to get further in it. But just to sort of show you the final game on it, Clacks. Now, this sort of compilation thing, I think is a really good idea. You know, they load instantly. I'm not sure what the price of cartridge games was on the Commodore 64, and whether or not, you know, this kind of thing represented good value for money, or people just bought tape compilations, etc. But you know, you can't sort of knock it. Like I said at the start, you don't get the oh shit! I was supposed to. Yeah, you don't get the loading music on it, which I suppose is a sort of boon. Now in this one, I've got it. It's kind of. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I think I've got to get 3 of each in a row, and then that sort of gives you the points. Now this came out as well on an awful lot of systems, but like as usual, it's a game I'm not familiar with at all. So please share your views and opinions as to what the best version of this one is as well. I think this was... Did this come out on the links? By pulling down on the joystick I can sort of speed them up onto this sort of capture thing that I've got. And I can imagine it gets sort of pretty frantic. Whether or not it's my cup of tea, I'm not too sure. I did like Tetris, I did like Columns and stuff when I had a Game Gear. But like I say, this one is completely sort of new to me. Well, not new, I mean I did know about it. I have actually got the Spectrum version on a Tengen compilation with some sort of futuristic American football game and the Planet of the Robot Monsters game, but I've never got around to loading them into the Spectrum, so I suppose I could do a sort of comparison of those at some point. But anyway, this just gives you an idea of what the thing's like. I think it's a really, really good idea. I don't know, like I said, why the cartridge format wasn't more popular. Perhaps it was down to cost, etc. I can see that the benefits are, you know, instant loading, a far more reliable system, and the downside being that, you know, with a lot of games, if they were released on cartridge, you'd have missed a load of the really, really cool loading music that 64 games were renowned for. Anyway, that was a review of that game's system cartridge. Mel the Bell, thank you ever so much for donating that to me. I'm incredibly grateful. There is going to be more Commodore 64 stuff because I think it deserves it. I'm not going to, you know, by no means lessen my specky output. That's going to remain the main focus, but expect to see more Commodore stuff as well because, like I said, it deserves it, and I'm genuinely interested in the system. Right, I don't know how long this video's gone on for, probably about 4 hours. If you've managed to get this far, thank you ever so much for watching. Please, please, please answer all the questions. Join in the discussion, especially the one about guilty pleasures. I'm interested in everyone's input on that. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. But if you do subscribe, please, as I ask, always join in with the discussion. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.